Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. We'll be getting our Final Fantasy XIV stream going here in just a moment. Um, oh, check the chat. Hey, Allie, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Yeah, we'll be getting things going here in just a moment. We're in the end of Shadowbringers, as it turns out. We're going through the patches now. See if we get to our next dungeon or not here in the patches, but let's see, we left ourselves off in the Crystarium last time. Yeah, good start to the day here. Good to see you as well, Allie. Thank you for dropping in. Anyways, had some trouble with my controller this morning. Have to figure out some things after after I get done with this later on in the day. Got this Xbox Elite controller that I'm using for the game. I have to wire it up today. I've been trying to use it Bluetooth for the longest time. It's been working great, but something's changed on Windows, I guess, probably. I'll have to investigate because it just would not connect wirelessly today. But we got it connected up with the wire and it's working, so that much is good at least. These pesky computers, pesky technology can sometimes just misbehave, I guess. Yeah, 14 on PC, that's right. Yeah, I kind of I got used to using the controller for it, so I set things up so I can use the controller. Looks like it could use a little cleaning too, actually. Yeah, maybe it's protesting that I haven't cleaned it up enough. Yeah, I'll have to work on this when we get done. Yeah, do you use controllers a bit on your other games, Allie? I've gotten kind of partial to making use of one if I can. Of course, I use it in conjunction with keyboard and mouse too, so it's nice having all the flexibility like that. Alrighty, let's see, I guess we get underway here. See where Alphino is leading us next here. The more Elidibus reveals, the less I understand. But that he has made a fine mess of things is plain. He is gone then. Oh yeah, you're mostly a console gamer yourself. Ah yeah, World of Warcraft for most of your life, so you're used to MMOs on keyboard. Oh yeah. I do remember that about World of Warcraft. I played that a little bit, didn't get into it too far, but yeah, I do remember it was a keyboard, use keyboard and mouse on that one. I didn't see any way that you typically connect a controller in any way to it. So yeah, you got used to setting up commands on, what is it, the 1 2 3 4 5 6 row of keys or something, or the function keys, I can't remember which. Oh yeah, the competitiveness of it sure is interesting. Yeah, it's not quite my cup of tea myself, but it was kind of interesting though, of getting into it when I did it back in the day. The raids and stuff. Oh, I see. Yeah, and the controls are way different on the keyboard. I've managed to persuade a number of our would-be deserters to reconsider, or at least delay, their departure, but as many are deaf to my entreaties. Yeah, yeah, I like single players too. You just kind of sit back and chill and do things at your own pace and your own way and not worry about it. Young Thaler and Vonard among them, I'm sorry to say. They have quit the guard. Nevertheless, I wish them well. Whatever Elidibus's plans for them might be, the pair have only ever had the best of intentions. One can hardly blame them for thinking themselves heroes elect, not after having been blessed with the echo, and it's not as if they haven't shown the requisite spirit. I quite agree. Though the impetus for their sudden departure may have been words falsely spoken, the men and women in whose footsteps they would follow are heroes in truth, warriors of light. Ardbert, yourself most of all. And so, I would ask a favor of you. Speak with them ere they embark on their journey, and furnish them with what wisdom you can. They've set off for the Amaro launch, but you should still be able to catch them if you leave now. Worth the effort, I'd say. If I recall correctly, Rauban took the time to usher you out into the wider world many moons ago. I think that comparison rather flatters Thaler and Vonard, but the point still stands. They would doubtless be greatly encouraged were the Warrior of Darkness herself to see them off. If thou art willing, I prithee go. Thou mayst safely leave the task of unfolding that which did transpire at anamnesis to us. And where's Thaler? At the Amaro launch, I guess. I used to drink a lot of coffee, Allie. I don't anymore. I drink tea now for the most part. I will drink maybe some decaffeinated coffee in the evening or after dinner once in a while. Maybe every other day, actually. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I just decided to get off of coffee. I was drinking way too much coffee. I'd start in the morning and then drink a bunch of cups, and it just didn't seem to be working too well for me after a while. But I drink caffeinated tea now instead. It's probably about the same, but I try to limit myself. I've got better self-control currently. You again? I mean, it's you! Milady, sorry. It's been a funny old day. Oh yeah, it doesn't do much for you, but just like to have it, right? Start the day with a hot cup of something. Right, yeah. Well, you know, for me, what actually made me try stopping coffee was I found I was getting I don't know if I was getting caffeine withdrawal or if I was having some other issue with it for drinking so much, because if I would go without drinking for a little while, I felt like I was getting headaches. You know, I get headaches periodically, and I thought that was one reason that I might be getting them, was because I wasn't drinking my coffee or drinking enough or having enough caffeine perhaps. So I just stopped drinking that and started drinking tea. And I mean, I still get headaches periodically, but nothing like if I stop drinking caffeinated beverages, so I don't know. I just felt like maybe the coffee was too much and I probably should cut back. So I don't know. I could probably stick to 1 cup a day, or 2 cups maybe. But yeah, just like you, I do like to have something warm in the morning, like this when I get up. Yeah, it messes with you, and I don't know if it's something that's a lasting effect or what the deal is, but I feel happier that not physically happier or emotionally, really. I just feel more satisfied with my life, I guess, having cut back on drinking so much coffee. Yeah, as you get older, you start realizing certain things about your body and how it reacts to different things, and I understand. Yeah, that does happen. You can be sure we'll take those words to heart. I still can't believe it. You coming all this way just to speak to us. I swear we won't let you down. So long as it helps someone, we'll do what needs doing out there, no matter how small. Yeah. Yeah, it took like you took your youth for granted. Yeah, you're still a youngster, that's for sure. Actually, you're as young as you feel, and I hope you continue to feel young for many decades to come. And when larger threats loom, we'll be ready to face them. You see if we aren't. Well, what are you waiting for? Get out there. We'll be off then. Farewell, warrior of darkness, and thank you. Oh yeah, isn't the music beautiful? They have composed some very, very emotional and gripping music for this game. Let's see. Yeah, that piano is so nice. Yeah, I can play that. Something like that. Got that general feel to it, I guess. Anyways, let's see what we got. Yeah, I can pick them out. That's what got me interested back when I was a teenager. Probably about 14 years old or so. 13 or 14 years old. Yeah, I started picking out songs off the radio and trying to learn them. Elton John being one of my first influences. There was a lot I enjoyed playing from him. He was actually the first concert I ever attended too. My dad took me when I was a young teenager to go see him Alright, back to the Crystal Exarch. Yeah, he is phenomenal. And he's still plugging along, too. I mean, I guess he's... I don't know how much longer he'll perform for folks. I guess until the day he dies. That certainly would be a satisfying life, you know, to be able to be allowed to be healthy enough to do what you love doing right up until the day you die. Yeah, we might be seeing new stuff from him. We'll just have to keep an eye out. Thank you for making the effort. I'm certain your words will be a boon to them. Oh yeah, he has collaborated with a number of folks, hasn't he? And he's actually been doing that pretty much his whole career. I remember back in the day, I guess it would have been in the back then in the 70s, he did a collaboration with Kiki D, who may not be very well known these days, but there was a popular song on the radio at that time, "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." I remember that one. And I guess throughout the years he's collaborated with a number of artists to do special songs with them. Oh yeah, I know who Lady Gaga is. I don't listen to her music much, but yeah, I do know who she is. Some beautiful music. Oh, okay. I've probably heard some on the radio, and back when I was teaching in China, I think they played a song, you know, whatever was popular from her at that time too. But I don't follow her very much. Oh yeah, I'll have to go do some lookup on YouTube or something. Oh no, don't worry about it. That's what we're here for. Our primary purpose is to sit here and chat and enjoy the game together. So chatting is definitely encouraged. And for those of you who are, you know, in the background, we appreciate having you here too. Please drop any comments or suggestions or anything that's on your mind down in the chat. That's what we're here for. But if you'd prefer to lurk and just enjoy the game with us, by all means do that too. We're just happy to have you all here. Yeah, I just hope that this can be a space where people can feel comfortable and enjoy themselves. And if you've got anything you'd like to say, drop it down in there. I'm not judging anybody, you know, just whatever's on your mind. I may not have the answers, of course, but at least I'm certainly willing to listen. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you feel safe here. While you were away, the others told me of your investigation. We have yet to discuss how to proceed, however. While your findings in Anamnesis Aninder do raise important questions as to the identity of our adversary, we are no closer to discerning his design, nor do I know of any other potential avenue of investigation. For which reason we must needs trust to Ishtola's ingenuity and wait for her efforts to revive the Ancient's device to bear fruit. What if I were to attempt to follow the emissary? Elusive as he is, his plan compels him to court public attention. He shouldn't be impossible to find, especially for one of your experience. It does seem worth the attempt. Then I'll come with you. Safety in numbers. In combat, perhaps, but where stealth is required, the opposite is true. Happily, I don't plan on getting myself caught, so you've no need to worry. Nor do I intend to vanish for moons on end. We still have the empty to attend to, don't we? All right, then I look forward to your return. Then it sounds like the rest of us should avoid doing anything which might prompt Elidibus to look too closely at our movements. Insofar as it's possible, I recommend we limit our activities to the Crystarium. Speaking of which, Exarch, might I ask if you've made any progress with the spirit vessel? Of course. We are presently studying the principles underpinning memory transference and, I believe, nearing the requisite level of understanding. Less hearteningly, practical trials of transference methods suited for use with the vessel have yet to yield satisfactory results, to put it mildly. But there are still many promising possibilities we have yet to test. Indeed. Though it may take some time yet, we are well on our way to a solution. And I shall not rest until one is found. Though we are grateful for thine unstinting efforts, thou needst not labor to the exclusion of all else. If it would serve to lighten thy burden, however little, I should gladly offer mine assistance. Quite. I, for my part, will do what I can to ensure that the Crystarium continues to run smoothly, in spite of recent disruptions. Then perhaps I could help. There must be something I can do, even if it's just guard duty. Thank you, all of you. I shall breathe easier for your assistance. Of course, on the evidence of the recent past, it will not be long before some new crisis arrives to throw our plans into disarray, at which time your services will be in particular demand. That being the case, perhaps you might take this opportunity to retire to your suite at the Pendants. All right. Gently pushing me to the next part of the story. Pleasure as always, Mistress Adventurer. I am relieved to see you were unharmed in the earlier commotion, though if I may, you do look somewhat weary. I presume you will be retiring to your suite? Yes, I will. Very good. Do let me know if there is anything you require. Mistress Adventurer, it's Glynard from the Wandering Stairs. I apologize for calling so late. Yeah, time for morning tea. Hey, Lily, welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Good to see you. A friend of yours was asking after you. You may remember them from that business with the cardinal virtues. What charming accommodations. Well, that's pretty cool. I guess depending on which class quest you've done to this point, they pick one. Or if it's the only one in my case here, then that's who shows up here. That's kind of cool. I had come to dine at the Wandering Stairs, you see, when I spied a considerable gathering of locals. Then the sky caught fire and, well... You must know what it all means. Anything you'd care to share with a friend? Well, you see, it's like this. That is alarming, to say the least. It's all well and good that others have come to appreciate the Warriors of Light, but we cannot allow this charlatan to exploit their legacy. So... Yes, why not? We shall reform the indomitable duo that is Reek and Anne, and put an end to his shenanigans. Ooh, 4-day weekend coming up, Lily. That is cool. Yeah, I hope you have a good one for sure. Man, oh man, 4-day weekend. Yeah, we'll be getting one, I guess, here in the States around July 4th. That's usually when we get ours, I believe. The other ones are usually 3-day weekends, but yeah, 4-day, I love it. Eager as ever, I see. Yes, I know. No need to say it. You've no intention of involving me. I'm stupid, but I'm not naive. Yeah, that's a good way. You need time to recharge. Yeah, take those extra days whenever you can. That's my philosophy anyways. Stay healthy that way. You're the better hunter, and the better person besides. I'm reminded of Renda Ray, though that's hardly a surprise, is it? For her sake, for all of theirs, show this pretender what it truly means to be a hero. Meanwhile, in the Crystal Tower's umbilicus,
Foiled again. If I cannot imbue the infernal thing with my power via magical means, we may need to devise a way to infuse the vessel with my blood after all.
Art thou unwell?
Or perhaps a brief respite? It wouldn't do to overtax yourself.
I'm fine. And given to stubbornness, I'm afraid. Especially when I have a stake in the outcome. The dream again.
meanwhile, in the source,
A recurring dream. They do so fascinate me. Might I trouble you for the details?
I have always dreamed of it. Fire falling from the heavens, and the city, nay, the whole world ablaze.
Indeed. Could Emmett Selk have found a way? Precious few possess memories of the final days.
The final days.
Why, yes. Admittedly, my knowledge is mostly second-hand, but if you are interested, I will gladly tell you the tale. The tale of the world's end.
ho ho ho. In the name of the light. Ah, Mistress Adventurer, will you be venturing forth today? I guess so. Do be sure to take care if so. Though they say the star shower was harmless, one can never be too careful. But I concede it is not for me to tell the Warrior of Darkness how to look after herself. Old habits, you understand. I appreciate your concern. Ah, Anne, how very opportune. Greetings, my friend. Do you perchance have a moment to spare? Wonderful, wonderful. I wanted to thank you, you see, for revealing to us the truth of the Warriors of Light. After all these years, your tale set the record straight. Finally, the people see them as the great heroes they were. Or the great hero he is in the case of Ardbert. You too were surprised to see him, I think. At the time, I was not certain what to make of it all, but I could see the effect his words had on those around me, and then the stars rained down from the sky and, well, you know the rest. When the commotion died down, you were nowhere to be seen, but I was determined to express my gratitude, and so here I am. Thank you, Anne, for giving voice to the truth and restoring the Warriors of Light to their rightful place in history. Should you perhaps wish to have your account of these matters committed to writing, I would be more than willing to serve as your scribe. Indeed, if there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only say the word. Very well, tell me what the situation is in the city. The situation in the city? Do you mean the people's awakening as warriors of light? Well, while questions remain about the circumstances surrounding Ardbert's return, history tells us that what took place may not be entirely unprecedented. But to understand that requires an understanding of Warriors of Light in a broader Vrantic context. Vrantic? What is Vrantic? If it please you, I should be glad to provide an overview. I flatter myself that it may grant you a better grasp of that which is occurring not only in the Crystarium, but the world at large. Excellent. I shall return to the cabinet at once and look up the relevant texts. Pray, join me at your earliest convenience. No rest for the righteous, it would seem. Do not let me keep you, miss. I bid you a pleasant day. Back over to Morin. Morin's a well-meaning soul and, you know, such a good person, but he creeps me out because he's got Asahi's face model, and that, I don't know, just kind of creepy, I think. Ah, and excellent timing. I have but this moment finished gathering the materials for our lesson. As a great many works make reference to the Warriors of Light, I shall, with your permission, focus only upon the details that seem most relevant. The Warriors of Light, you say? Forgive us, but we couldn't help overhearing. We've been out keeping watch over the Crystarium, but it appears to be business as usual. So I thought I'd spend some time brushing up my knowledge of familiars, and Alphino volunteered to help. I actually came on a different errand, but I'd be interested in hearing about the Warriors of Light as well. Hey, Attack Chicken, welcome! Good to see you here. How are you doing today? Yeah, lurking and leveling. Cool beans, man. I hope you have a good time doing that. Thanks for dropping in and thinking about us today. Enjoy your lurk. May I join you? Of course, the more the merrier. If you would care to find a table below, I shall be down with the books in a moment. Were one to pore over the annals of Rantic history, one would note the comparatively frequent recurrence of individuals hailed as Warriors of Light. Ardbert and his comrades require no introduction, but many others bore the epithet long before them. To name but a few, there was Tolthwill, legendary first king of Lakeland, Rodfert and Solard, the fabled Dron and Galgant duo of Verbert, and no list of Rantic heroes would be complete without the Archmage Tuna of Ronka. In older texts, she too was called a Warrior of Light. It did surprise me how ready people were to forget the negative associations of the title, but it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. Verily, in ages past it was simply a synonym for hero. In the wake of the flood, however, light came to be regarded with fear, the title used not to exalt, but to revile. A far cry from its beginnings. This, my friends, is Norvrant's oldest epic, the original tale of the struggle between good and evil. In a time when all lay shrouded in darkness, a prophesied hero rose to deliver the world from its doom. Fighting in the name of the light, the hero styled himself its foot soldier, and thus did he come to be known as the Warrior of Light. Curiously, in the centuries that followed, other heroes appeared who claimed the selfsame epithet, despite sharing no discernible connection with their predecessors. And in time, Warrior of Light came to be a name accorded to all men and women of uncommon skill and valor. Well, the plot thickens. As you know, the title of Warrior of Light is also used in the source, though the manners in which individuals have earned it are many and varied. Heroes have been honored thus since antiquity. Nor does the custom show any sign of dying out. as you can well attest. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? It surely can't be a coincidence. Indeed not. Let us imagine a man who has awakened to the echo and is able to hear Heidelin's voice. As she styles him, so too does he style himself, a warrior of light. Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero, and conversely, there will have been no few heroes who were not blessed with it. But such distinctions are immaterial to the masses, and over time they came to use the title Warrior of Light and the word hero interchangeably. Sounds about right. It would be interesting to see if the theory holds true in the other worlds, if crossing the rift were that easy. What's in a name? It doesn't change anything. Well, I think a name can mean a lot, and I imagine it would be terrible to have people call you something which didn't feel right. At any rate, assuming all of this is true and there's a common thread behind the epithet, I doubt the Ascians will have been amused. Yeah, that was kind of insensitive of me to say something about a name not meaning anything right there in front of Reen now that I think about it. To have the world at large associate light, and by extension Heidelin, with good must have added insult to injury. While this discussion is undeniably fascinating, I wonder, should I be privy to it? Mayhap it would be better if I excused myself. Oh, no need for that, my friend. Pray, accept our apologies. Your lesson on the Warriors of Light has given us much to ponder. Ooh, did someone say Warriors of Light? Ah! Ricky Tio, are you all right? Ah, my precious tomes. Did I not say you must take care in the cabinet? You too, Arkhill, Irewell. We're sorry, Master Morin. Aren't you the Warrior of Darkness? She's adorable. My name's Ricky Tio, and I want to help everyone. Please, tell me what I have to do to be a hero, to be a Warrior of Light. Ricky Tio, we'll tell you, I guess. So, I want to be a warrior of light, but not one that fights with sword and all that. No, I want to be the kind that fights with potions and heals people, an apothecary. And I'm going to help everyone in the Crystarium. No, in all of Norvrand. When I told Arkhill and Irewell this, they said that the cabinet should have lots of tomes about potions. But this place is so big and we don't have the faintest idea where to begin searching. At this rate, I'm not going to get anywhere. If one knew where to look, one should indeed be able to find treatises on potions here. Even so, I fear they may prove a little difficult for one so young, but... Esteemed warrior of darkness, perhaps you might accompany young Rikitio to Spagyarix, or Spagyarix, whatever. Rather than through tomes, I believe she stands to learn more by observing the Chirurgeons at their work. Sounds like a plan. It seems we've finished here, so we'll come with you. Last one to Spagyarix is a rotten egg. Ha! I'll have you know I'm really fast. You're going to be the rotten egg. Yeah, I probably am. Especially since everybody gets to start moving before me. Well now, to what do I owe the pleasure of so many bright-eyed visitors? Is that the way of it, sweetie? You wish to learn about medicine? That's right. I want to become a warrior of light who uses potions to help people all over the world. Well, that is a very noble endeavor, and you aren't alone in it. No few at our infirmary yearn to venture forth as warriors of light. But ultimately, they have all decided not to pursue that dream. Huh? Why? Because the people here need them too, sweetie. The guards who place themselves in harm's way to keep us safe, the artisans who toil tirelessly that we might sustain our way of life, and the younglings like you who are the future of the Crystarium. They couldn't simply abandon them, you see, and so, difficult though it was, they made the decision to remain. Then, does this mean my dream isn't any good? Oh, sweetie, yours is a wonderful dream, and it would be my pleasure to help you to pursue it. If we all work hard, the day will come when our Chirurgeons may set forth to aid folk in every corner of the realm. As we strive towards that day, I hope that we can rely upon you as well. Though I must warn you, ours is not an easy path. No, you must work very, very hard. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'll become the best apothecary ever. Just you watch. That's the spirit. Without further ado, then, may I entrust you with a task? I have placed an order at Sweet Sieve for a potion ingredient, and I would like you to go and collect it. Ooh, an ingredient! Leave it to me, miss. My, such an abundance of energy, though I can't help wonder if she'll be all right by herself. My apologies, but would you mind accompanying her? When you arrive at Sweet Sieve, speak with a woman named Gracine, and she will point you in the right direction. I shall join you. As the one who suggested this course to Rikitio, I would assist in her first steps. Sounds like a plan. And what about the two of you? Are you coming along too? Well, we do want to become warriors of light, just not the same kind as Ricky. So we'll wait for you here, warrior of darkness. When you return, please teach us how to fight. In that case, Reen and I shall keep them company and take the opportunity to ask about their aspirations. Alright, off to Gracine. If it isn't the Warrior of Darkness herself, may I assume you are with Master Alpino? Yes, you may. Right, lest you wonder, Chesamil's order is for grapes. As busy as we have been of late, however, I regret to say we didn't have the time to harvest them. So it was with apologies that I asked Master Alpino and his young companion to help themselves to the fruits on the vines. Perhaps you could lend them a hand. It's the undersized grapes you'll want to pick. They're too small for normal consumption, but suitable for making wine and medicine. All right. Well, thank you for magically marking them on the vines for me. Oh, you're here too. We're picking little grapes. It's quite fun. Here, have 3 more. Wow, you've picked this many already? Amazing. I dare say we have enough between us. Shall we take them back to Chesamil? I can't wait to see what she's going to do with them. Tell me, Ricky, what made you want to become an apothecary and warrior of light? Why? Well, a while ago I fell sick, really sick. My body was burning up and I felt so weak I couldn't even get out of bed. Then a traveling apothecary came and gave me a potion to drink. It was the foulest thing I'd ever tasted, but it made me get better. She was so brave. The apothecary, I mean. She went around taking care of people even when it was dangerous, and I decided I wanted to help people, just like her. So I started brewing potions out of grass and giving them to my friends, but I didn't really know what I was doing or if there was anything else I could do. Then not long ago, a neighbor told me he was going to become a warrior of light and go traveling the world helping people. And I thought, that's the same as what I want to do. I see. Out of curiosity, what did your neighbor do in the end? Thaler? I haven't seen him for a bit, so he must already be out there looking for people to help. Thaler. One of the guards awakened by the star shower. Thank you for sharing your tale with us, Ricky Tio. I myself took inspiration from one not unlike your traveling apothecary, and I hope her good example will spur you on to realize your dreams. But it will not be done in a day. Such lofty goals are reached through hard work and persistence, through countless little acts of heroism, like delivering the grapes to Chesamil. It would seem I have been laboring under a misapprehension. I had convinced myself that it was Elidibus who had sowed the desire to become warriors of light within the hearts of people. But I see now that the impulse to aid their fellow man abided within them from the first. Elidibus did no more than give it a name. And as he so kindly proclaimed, we must return to our own world ere long. With the Exarch laboring tirelessly, I doubt not but that a way will be found. Yet I believe I speak for us all when I say I cannot leave in good conscience, not until we have dealt with Elidibus. This is no longer a strange and distant land after all. Norvrant has become as a home to us, and her people our own. Let us return to Spagyrix. It wouldn't do to keep your admirers waiting. My thanks for your kind help, sweetie. We now have all the ingredients we require. From the grapes we shall make a vinegar, to which we will add elf grass and a few other herbs to produce an invigorating syrup. Though it's unspeakably sour, it does wonders for the constitution. As part of her studies, I may just have to give Ricky Tio a little taste. Warrior of Darkness, if you've finished helping Ricky, won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, but honest to God's fighting? We already have some enemies that you can deal with. Vampire bats. The guards say they've become a pest around the Crystarium of late. We tried to sneak outside to hunt them, but the guards caught us and sent us home. But they shouldn't mind if you were doing the fighting and we were just watching. The children told us as much while you were away, and in preparation, Chesamil kindly furnished us with some lures for the bats. While the creatures won't give you any sport, bear in mind that the younglings will be watching. That's to say, put on a good show, yes? Right, let's head outside at once. Everyone follow me. Alice, wait, just... Come on then, children. Everyone's here. Good. Let's get started, shall we? As their name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood, and originally being nocturnal creatures, they've grown more active with the return of night and become a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Chesamil's lures, which work by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. The bats are wont to nest under the eaves, so you are like to attract more if you place the lures near buildings. I have here 6 lures, 3 each for you and me. As proof of a successful kill, I want you to gather up their fangs. Whoever collects the most is the winner. Oh, you'll be hunting too? Yes, well, there's nothing like friendly competition to bring out the best in Anne. Anyway, while we hunt the bats, the 2 of you are to stay with Reen. She's really strong too and will keep you safe. Without further ado then, let the contest begin. Okay. Alright, we be smacking bats. Ooh, a double. An adventurer, bat smacker extraordinaire. Well fought, Anne. The children were hanging on your every move. As was I, to be honest, though I know the tally. May I see your fangs for good measure? Apologies for the wait. My fangs. Not a bad haul, even if I do say so myself. Five, six, seven. 7 fangs from Alice. Which means that victory goes to Alice. And collected 4. Ha! I did it! I bested Anne. In another God's damn life, you didn't even try, did you? Ah, and there I was taking it seriously. Spare me your pity next time, will you? So, children, you've now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? She's incredible, miss. The bats were down before they knew it. Our guards are strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like her. Good. If you're looking for an example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you watched Anne, and train hard. Keep at it for long enough and you'll be strong too. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide that you wanted to become Warriors of Light? Well, we were there listening with everyone when Ardbert appeared, but I've wanted to be strong since before I came to the Crystarium. The Sin Eaters killed my father and my sister, see, and I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. Like Ardbert said, this is our home. We're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up as new Warriors of Light. What about you, Arkil? Me? To be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know that I would want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them, see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? It's hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. I felt as though there was something I'd lost and that I had to go out there and find it. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourselves. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. I understand how Arkil feels. The star shower didn't awaken me to Heidelin's voice, but that vision of the final days, of Amarot burning, it filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made. It felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind. But when I try to focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt. But lest you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured and have no intention of donning an Ascian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. But look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around lost in thought, we may as well do it back in the city. Rest assured, Reen and I will take the children from here. Their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. Uh-oh. What's wrong, Alice? It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. Seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. I'm fine now, not to worry. I'll see you soon. As you ponder Alice's words, you are taken by an urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting. Okay.
Why am I... Was it you who called me here?
On behalf of the Convocation, I bid you welcome to our order. At times you will stand with us. At times you will stand against us. All that you might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For yours is the seat of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope.
Give back Ardbert's body. What are you plotting?
Come now. My plans are no mystery. That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose. The Convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you, body and soul. All else must wait. Ere long I will come for you, warrior of darkness, and I will save the world. One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with Emetzelk. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another.
Elidibus called me his new old friend.
No. I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude. But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed. This is my own doing. The consequence of my recent exertions. It is the Tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest. No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor. One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the First once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope. Or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith, such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness. Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
The fates seem determined not to allow us a quiet moment. But come, let us have the details from Reen. Ooh, what are we getting? Some gear. Gear of maiming. All right. It happened after Alice and I saw the children back to Spajarix. We chanced to meet Thancred there, returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing Elidibus around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he'd been when he just crumpled to the ground. The Chirurgeons are looking after him now, with Alphino standing by, just in case his healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you, and the guard at the XIV told me where to look. I see. It cannot have been easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing word to us. Come, let us hurry to Spajarix. Maiming, yes, we will take the maiming. Oh, there's maiming and slaying. Oh yeah, Geronimo. They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. And all of this happened without warning? Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Urianger nearly drowned and I gallantly went to his rescue. When his water-walking charm failed, he was tired, as were you when you got back. We were both spent, yes, on account of which you begged us to rest, which in retrospect may have been a good idea. The fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there was no actual fainting until now. Ah, Alice, that's what happened to you. As Alphino observed, I have no lingering injuries, and it most assuredly isn't old age, which leaves but one likely cause. The link between body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel with all haste. To that end, Anne, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friends' bodies, I would have you consult Kryl about our plan. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. Yeah, good idea. In the meantime, we should get back to laying bare Elidibus's plot. Thus far, I have learned this much, that in each of the places he has visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune. Beasts terrorizing settlements, blight ravaging crops, you know, the sort of thing. All of which serves rather conveniently to make Elidibus's call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Ascians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. Gods know I've been itching to get out there for a while. Mayhap Urianger too can be prevailed upon to join in your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit vessel's construction. It is for Beck Lug and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, we may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing. However heedless you are of your own well-being, if you care at all for Reen's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you're needed. Alphino and I will find Urianger. Okay, Mom. All being well, we will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels, Anne. All right, back to the Rising Stones. Anne, what excellent, awful timing. You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Kryl's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. She didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. Oh, but listen to me. I call myself a receptionist, and I haven't even bothered to ask you why you're here. So, they think the spirit vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at this end. You better talk to Kryl. She's with the others in Dawn's Respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, all right? No, she is right, though. Having to see your dad faint right in front of you is probably pretty hard on a child. Yep. Or a teen, even. Right. Absolutely.
Excuse us. This way.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary, I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them. As if they were made of wax.
Yeah, that would be so creepy. Just talking to them in spirit over in the first and then come back here and see them lying like they're in a mortuary or something.
Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
What news from the first? I see. Work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul has weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon, so if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if we seek to draw upon Allagan wisdom, we could do worse than consult an expert in the field. And I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. Alright, let's see what goodies we get here. High level 500 gear. Oh, yeah, a full bunch of gear here. Yeah. Alright, some new clothes. And we're getting closer to eye level 500 now. The gear is 500. We've got some 500 pieces over here. And this 1418 is what's holding us back currently. Alright. And some more goodies, but for different jobs. I could get some for a dancer with aiming. Yeah, we'll do that. Anne, could you spare a moment while Kryl goes and finds this expert of hers, I mean? There's a gift I was hoping to send to our friends in the First, you see, and since we might be waiting a while, I wondered if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out well, so now I'm going to make it properly. I'll be in the kitchen at the House of Splendors. Meet me there. Aye aye, Capitan. Well, I had better be off too. I shall see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how our patients fare in my absence. There you are, Anne. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Kryl, I can't do much to help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the Order, taking on this job and that to keep our coffers full. I've even helped out with the Ishgardian restoration. Wow. Good job, Tataru. And in the course of all this, my culinary skills have come on quite a bit. So I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven even as we speak. Shouldn't be long now. There, baked to perfection, even if I do say so myself. Smells great. Doesn't it just? It's called Archon loaf, in case you're wondering, and it's what they eat over in Sharlayan. Simple fare, I admit, but I thought it would remind our friends of home. If nothing else, Kryl tells me it's a good source of ether, so it should lend them a bit of strength at least. There truly is nothing like the smell of bread fresh from the oven. Kryl! And if it isn't Rambrose, too! I trust you require no introductions either, Anne. Greetings, my friend. Full glad am I to see you well. Yeah, come into town for a spell, have you, Rambrose? I confess I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain Allagan technologies. I have been keeping Rambrose apprised of events in the First. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone alive can provide insight into this matter, it is him and his fellow sons. Loath as I am to disappoint you after so glowing an endorsement, memory transference was the sole province of Allagan royalty, its mechanisms closely guarded secrets. If any record of them remains, we have yet to find it. To wit, I regret that I can offer no solution to your problem. Which begs the question of why I bothered to come here empty-handed as I am. The answer being rather brazenly to ask a favor. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. Tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remained behind have yet to play our part, but when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope in this world and beyond. So tell him that we consider his duty done, and that he should follow his heart now. Forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him from overexerting himself, or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That is for our friend to decide, but either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Anne. If you would be so good as to see Rambrose's message and Tataru's bread to their intended recipients, along with my report, of course. Kryl, Before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try? Just to make sure everything's as it should be. But of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. Excuse me, Rambros. As a fellow Charlian, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good dollop of Rolandberry jam, but I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. I see. I see. Oh no, is it that bad? It is indeed, Tataru, dense and unpleasant, exactly as it should be. Just so, the very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world, but our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. In Charlian, the majority regard food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. Save for those few who actually research the culinary arts, we pay little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. It was against such a gastronomic landscape that what is now called the Archon loaf was born, the creation of an Archon who devoted himself to the study of bodily sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nary a care for those qualities which make bread enjoyable. The result is a flavor that continues to defy description. Yet for its many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied, and being a damnably convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience amongst busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread and whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought it might have forgotten the taste, but no, it is all too familiar. Ah, how it takes me back. If there is enough, perhaps you can spare some for the Exarch. He is certain to appreciate it. Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll be sure to wrap up an extra slice. And when you deliver the loaf, please be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them we're doing everything we can and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. Alright, so back to the Crystarium then. Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? Here, have some Archon loaf. By the 12, Archon loaf! However did you come by this? I'd swear it had come straight from Charlian. Ambrose said that, did he? His words are very nearly as heavy as the bread, but I appreciate the sentiment. Should you have the chance, you may tell him that he needn't worry. That which I seek to do, I do of my own volition and with all my heart. In pursuing this path, I fully expect to earn the censure of our friends, and to deserve it, but I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you yourself did when faced with a similar predicament. So I ask that you have faith in me, in what we do. But we were talking about your journey. Before the others arrive, I would hear how their bodies fare. Oh, and the bread I shall save for later. Though it has been many years, I have not forgotten the feats of mastication required to consume it, nor how unconducive they are to conversation.
Forgive the delay.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Ascians throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The black-masked minions who answer to the red.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events, to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Their zeal is to be applauded. 'Tis but a pity I cannot encourage them on their cause.
Not knowing Elidibus set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Ascians quickly and quietly.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies?
Well enough, though time is not on our side.
Indeed. Heartening though it is to know we can stay a while longer, returning home must remain our priority.
This seems an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Have you made any progress?
We have, as it happens. One moment.
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain. As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition. Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind. And so, we looked to the Alligan's mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects, notably, do not possess. We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall. And it is but a small price to pay for delivering you home.
Assuming it works, we shall soon know if this grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Ascians to attend to, among other things.
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
One is for testing purposes. I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
And if it does, wouldn't that mean that your soul could also return to the source?
Yes. In theory, at least. But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not. Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling what might occur.
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
I see.
Man, there just are no words for, you know, they realize just how highly he regards them, that he would be willing to put himself through that much just for their sakes. I can certainly empathize with Alice on that point. Hast thou a moment, Anne? I would speak with thee on the matter of the Exarch's mooted return unto the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friend spake not in certainties, yet if Beck Lug hath the right of it, 'tis possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that, given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is not to say the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to an additional rejoining, an experience which will have wrought a change in his ethereal composition. As thou thyself didst demonstrate in merging with Ardbert, however, there existeth an affinity twixt like souls, and this doth give us cause to hope. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must needs recognize his past self as simply that, himself. As our recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential to the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. 'Tis a seemingly simple yet complex problem. For nigh on a century our friend hath striven only to deliver this realm, to deliver thee. And to that singular end did he cast aside his very name, that he might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Henceforth, none can say what choices our friend will make, but I thought it only right that thou be made aware of these truths. Let's take the Amy. And we're level 80, so we probably won't be able to wear that. Oh, we are level 80, so we can wear it. These are maxed at level 80. Look at that big tail on that outfit. That's pretty fun. But there's new clothes there. Alright. So dancers, good to go if we want to use them in the next expansion, which I might start off with Dancer again on that one, and then just pick up Reaper later again. Faded Memories. Right then, while the Exarch literally pours his own sweat and blood into his allotted task, it seems only fair that we attend to our own. Dealing with Elidibus and his minions. Just so. And there is one other matter. In light of our deteriorating health, Y'shtola should not be left alone at Anhydar. Might I trouble you to visit her, Anne? See that all is well? I would go myself, but I think she might be safer in the hands of one less prone to collapsing. Good idea. My thanks. You may leave the Ascians to us. Once they are out of the way, we will retire to Yulmore, and when Y'shtola has finished plumbing the depths, I'd like the two of you to join us there. If you are bound for Anhydar, I suggest you go via Venmont Yards. Our friends there will be glad to provide a boat for you. Let us be on our way then. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Wait, I have a gift for you from Tataru. From Tataru, you say? Whatever could it be? Harkon loaf, thou sayest? Why, even to hear the name doth transport me to times long past. Bread from another world? May I try some? Mayest thou, child? Thou must! That said, though I personally disagree with the consensus, I do nonetheless advise thee to temper thine expectations. Wiser words have never been uttered. Aw. Though it rarely darkened our dining table at home, I can attest that it was standard fare at the studium. Indeed, a slice was never far from our peers' hands. Alphino, you really are an unbearable snob sometimes. Do you know that? What I believe my colleagues are trying to say is that we appreciate the gesture. Tell Tataru that we'll do our best to return before she's forced to seek further supplementary employment. Right, let's be off now. We can find a drink to wash down the bread on the way. Off to Venmont Yards. Hello, idle shipwright. Oh ho, if it ain't the warrior of darkness herself. What brings you to these parts? I want to go into the water. Heading out to sea, eh? But of course we'd be happy to help. Just say the word and I'll ready a boat. Yeah, I want to travel to Anhydar. Uh-oh.
Excellent. I had intended to speak with you alone. None of my doing, lest you misunderstand. The link between her body and soul wavers. I know not what you hoped to find here, but it will avail you naught to learn of our past.
Reviewing the records yet again? Really? You worry too much, Elidibus. This dedication to your duty verges on obsession. To think, some thought you ill-suited for the role. How wrong they were. But come, turn your gaze outside the window, my friend. The rains have ceased, and we have been graced with another beautiful day.
It fades away into oblivion. Does the world no longer have need of me? No, I am Elidibus, and I will fulfill my duty. Sundered though you may be, you fought for the world's salvation. For hope. Hope. It swells within me. Empowers me. Now I may carry out my mission. And yet, why do I yearn for this? Why do I struggle so?
Huh? Where do you send her?
I shall take her into my safekeeping. If you want her back, you will do as I ask. Show me your strength. I would take your measure. I have prepared a suitable arena. You need but ride the flow of ether.
Okay. Oh, a duty. Here we go. Alright. A solo duty, anyways. You are familiar with this place, I believe. This, remembered Amarot. Proceed to the capital. I shall return your comrade to you there. I tire of your games. You speak as if you were disappointed in me. Why? I am your enemy and you mine. Our goals are in conflict and we are fated to clash. Or had you hoped that feigned sympathy and false understanding would cast your crimes in a less reprehensible light? That I would come to look upon you as a friend? You who have slaughtered my people, who would tear down everything we have built. You do not deny it, then. Very well. Let us change the cast of this trial. You will know what you have stolen from us. All right. Badaran, Momodi, and Miun. But do not imagine I crave remorse, only justice. Forward, hero, we shall see how strong you have become. Okay. Let us begin. Rest assured, there are no tricks. You need but defeat the enemies before you. First, something easy. Those whom a budding hero might encounter at the beginning of her tale. And I believe I have the perfect subjects. Okay. All too easy, I see, but at least you now understand the rules. Thus we will make our way to the capital. That was in poor taste, even for you. That appearances should unsettle you so. I was under the impression you simply destroyed all who barred your way, sparing nary a thought to the possibility that your foe could be someone's beloved. But come, we shouldn't dwell on the beginning when so much of your story awaits. Every tale requires villains. Defeat them and claim your place. Alright. Hey, Gaius, there you are. Well done, champion of Eorzea, well done. Onward then, over the bloodied bodies of the fallen. You tasted many sweet triumphs, yes, but so too did you taste bitter tragedy. With such ease yet again, you did always grow stronger with every battle. It seems it will take more than those monsters to leave an impression upon you, or mayhap you simply fail to understand my meaning. Not that it matters. No, I have dealt with countless heroes, and always it ends the same way. No amount of reasoning will bridge our differences, will result in happiness for all. Whatever your reasons may be, I cannot be bound by them. I can but put faith in my own beliefs and fight for them with all my being. You're wrong. We can always strive for understanding, for compromise. How very naive. If you are willing to compromise on your beliefs, you all but admit that they are flawed. And I assure you, I have no intention of compromising on mine. Come what may, I will fulfill my mission as Elidibus. But enough talk. It is not your assertions that I wish to know, but your strength. Alright, we'll drop the barrier so I can move on. Falsely accused of regicide, you fled for the snow-swept fields of Kurthus. Had you and the Scions met your demise that day in the Sultanate, La Habrea might have been spared his, but not only did you stubbornly live, you hurled yourself into the thick of the Dragonsong War. Swept along by the tide of events, you pursued and slew those who sought to stop the unending conflict, just as you were bid. Trust you're beginning to limber up. Do keep up the fine form. Around heroes, people are wont to flock. People who harbor all manner of motives, each baser than the last. No more than they deserved. In the end, their hand of friendship was tainted with personal desire. You know what comes next. You put an end to the Dragonsong War. And as simple as that, a 1,000-year war is brought to its conclusion. But every end marks a new beginning, and for heroes such as you, there is only ever conflict. How are you enjoying the walk down memory lane? I dare say there will have been a few individuals for whom you harbor deep feelings, whose passing caused you keenest grief. That is what our people are to us, an irreplaceable existence that can ill be lost. I will save them, for they are my... Never mind. We are not here to talk. Let us return to the task at hand. Emperor Solus has kindled an insatiable flame. Garlemald was its name. and it raged across the land, consuming all in its path. Following the trail of ash, you set forth for Alamigo and Doma into a storm of blood. Again you fought, and again you grew stronger, so strong that we could no longer control you. Yours is an unnatural, beastly strength, and we shall lay it bare. The strong are drawn to the strong. Thus did you gather new allies to your banner. Yet where ardent souls gather, so too do fires burn. In this way did you consign those around you to the flames.
Not again.
You did not hesitate, or perhaps could not. No matter, let us turn our attention to the finale. Here we shall have a test between fellow beasts. It is only fitting, would you not agree? When I fought you in the flesh, 'twas I who triumphed. Will you turn the tables this time? Is that all? My creation appears to have lost its form. It is no easy thing to see through the eyes of a beast such as him. In any event, there is only so much to be learned by taking your measure this way. Let us try something different. Come, we continue this within. An impressive show of strength, but surely no more than a foretaste of that which Emmett Selk's conqueror is capable. Such might requires a fairer measure, to compare like with like. Yes. I shall just have to test you myself. Come on, Anne. Show me what you can do. Fallen warrior Ardbert. See, you're a different beast from when you face my creations. Very well, I will transcend my very limits and we'll see what you're truly capable of. Okay. Hold nothing back, so neither will I. Groundbreaker. Okay. I have my answer.
You have grown stronger since last we fought. The result of your trials in the first, no doubt.
Have you finished?
Yay, Ishtola.
My apologies. I freed myself as soon as I awoke, but rather too late, I see. Now, Elidibus, if you have ceased trading blows, I would trade words with you. I have a theory, you see. One concerning that which you seek to accomplish. It stems from who, or rather what, you truly are. A primal. The Ancients created Zodiac to deliver the star from destruction. If the magic that brought him forth is the precursor of what we know as summoning, then Zodiac would have been instilled with a presiding desire. I found it among the records at Anida, and it came as no surprise. Were I faced with the world's destruction, I too would wish for the same. Salvation. I know that you sacrificed yourself to become Zodiark's heart. How you came to be separated from him is less clear. But if you are a fragment of his being, it stands to reason a desire for the world's salvation would drive you. And thus did you seek to inspire the masses to rise up as warriors of light, going so far as to use Ardbert as a symbol of hope.
Correct on all counts. Such is my nature, and such are my methods. I have aided heroes. I have made them. I have even become them. This served not only to strengthen me, but also to facilitate the work of my brothers, such as Emmett Selk, with his penchant for nation building.
Then you will be all too familiar with the fickleness of mankind. We change, we forget, and what little we do remember becomes twisted and fragmented over time. For which reason, you deem us unfit to carry on your legacy. But are you, yourself, free of these foibles? As the last witness of the final days, do you remember everything that was lost? Or even the things you cared about?
Get to the point.
A primal is shaped by the hope that fuels it. Even should this hope be something as simple as the world's salvation, it is the collective desire of innumerable disparate souls crying out for deliverance. Having drawn your strength from such a cacophony of voices, can you truly be sure you still speak with your own?
Good point.
Your question is irrelevant. No matter how much I should change, no matter how much I should forget, I shall ever remember my duty. At times I stand with my brethren. At times I stand against them. All that I might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For Elidibus is my name and my mission, guiding my every deed. But enough talk. You have shown me sufficient proof of your might. As I am now, I would struggle to defeat you. Yet I have still to play all of my cards. If I could offer you some semblance of sport, your lessers would pose no threat to me. Would you not agree, warrior of darkness?
It has been an eventful morning. If indeed it is morning, I've no idea how long I was unconscious. Regardless, I am gratified to see that my efforts at Anador have borne fruit. We have confirmed the nature of our foe and his plot. Now then, what news from the surface? I see. Then let us make for Yulmore at once. We have much to share with our comrades, Elidibus' parting threat not least of all. But forgive me. It would seem my belongings did not accompany me here. I will need to retrieve them from Anador. With luck, the ethereal stream you traversed still lingers. I won't be long. A peculiar crystal lies on the floor. Upon its surface, an array of lights twinkle like a tiny constellation of stars. Day 4th, bring honor to the seat of... The distorted voice of an ancient rings out in your mind, a moment preserved in the crystal, it would seem. You notice something else glinting up ahead. You find 3 more crystals lying on the floor. Though they differ in color and decoration, each is identical in shape. You focus on the crystals and find that the words they hold ring clearer than before. Behold, my friends. Embraced by the earth and caressed by the wind, vibrant life flourishes. All is right in creation. There can be no greater joy than to use our wisdom for the good of our people, no greater pride. May all know happiness now and forevermore. There do not appear to be any more crystals in the hall. Perhaps it would be wise to continue the search outside. Your instincts serve you true, and you discover another 2 crystals. As you reach out with your consciousness, new voices begin to echo in your mind. Excuse me. The heavens are ablaze and the land rent asunder. What will become of the world? Is life itself to be denied? Come what may, we must not surrender to despair. If we but hold fast to hope, we may yet find a path to salvation. The voices tell an incomplete tale. Might more remain to be found? You soon discover 2 more crystals. Rather too soon, in fact, as if someone wanted you to find them. Everything burns, crumbles, decays. I hear the lamentations of my brethren, and soon there will be only silence. We will deliver our star from its doom, this we swear, so please dry your tears. Whatever awaits at the end of your search, it is plain you have yet to find it. Sure enough, your persistence is swiftly rewarded, this time with 3 crystals. The time has come. We shall rewrite the laws of creation, and we shall save our star. From this life, our Savior born, may I be worthy of the honor. I feel my soul turning, slowly but irrevocably, and the power I wield begins to seem terrible, but this is right. It is right. The tale the crystals weave seems to near its end, but it isn't over yet. With almost melancholy inevitability, the 12th crystal soon reveals itself to your questing eye. Though salvation is ours, it came at great sacrifice. All that remains is to pray. To pray that we will one day meet again beneath a blue sky. Judging by its testimony, it would seem the voice was recorded in the wake of the final days. As you scan the area, another glint catches your eye. Well, well, we meet again, my new old friend. Hythlodaeus. How good of you to remember. I see you have been collecting stars. I speak of those crystals. They have constellations etched upon them, yes? High in the heavens, those stars shine their guiding light down upon the lives below. Fitting symbols for the convocation of 14, would you not agree? As you will have gathered, each crystal bears an account of the life of a member of the convocation, as remembered by the Unsundered. Lest you worry, they aren't concepts. They are far too incomplete to be so. But they suffice for imbuing memories within sundered souls that they might be restored to their office. Keep them. I am sure Emet-Selch wouldn't mind. So, how fare you of late? You were feuding with Elidibus this time, I believe. I shall refrain from passing comment on your struggle. It is not my place to do so, long departed as I am. But if I may give voice to a personal desire, I would rather you lived. If you do not, how will you keep your promise to Emet-Selch, the promise to remember? It must weigh heavy, the burden of all those memories. To one who has lived a life such as yours, I can well imagine how Elidibus's existence might seem hollow, how empty his single-minded pursuit of a half-forgotten cause must appear. But know that his devotion is not without reason, even if he himself can no longer remember what that reason is. Well, that is quite enough talk about Elidibus. I would see if you can reunite the wayward stars. I mentioned before that there was a member of the Convocation who opposed Zodiark's summoning and defected, one whose office was left vacant. Defectors having been deemed unworthy of commemoration, no crystal exists for the individual in question. Or shouldn't exist at any rate, and wouldn't had a friend not created one in secret. A crystal bearing the forgotten name of her office, along with a magic of her own conceiving, a singular incantation embodying her spirit. Among all the offices, the 14th was most unusual, for while the rest sat in Amarat, its holder was charged with gaining an intimate knowledge of the wider world. In the course of her duty, she traveled the length and breadth of every land and befriended countless folk. She encountered troubles too, of course, matters which she could simply have referred to the convocation, but that was not her way. Nay, more often than not, she would call upon her comrades and together resolve matters themselves. Such is the magic sealed within that crystal, the magic to summon the stars to your side. In time of greatest need, should you wish upon it with all your heart, it will surely answer your call. And now, it is where it belongs. Oh, there is no need for thanks, but nor will I hear any complaints about it either. After all, I cannot say whether I act of my own volition or by the will of my Recreator.
I was wondering where you'd disappeared to. Is something troubling you? No? Very well. I have everything. Let's hurry back to the surface.
Ah, fresh air at long last. I would celebrate my return to dry land with a pot of tea, had we the luxury of time. But we must be prepared for Elidibus. Given what we know, it is plain he will not be deterred from his course. And nor would I were I him, not if it meant forsaking everything I loved. That said, I have not forgotten how Selk sought to find common ground with us for all our misgivings. Ultimately, our differences were not to be bridged, of course, but one must always try. Selk understood this, and if his gestures resonated with you, perhaps you might consider reaching out to his brethren. Though it may all be for naught, you of all people know that there is no such thing as a foregone conclusion. How true. Right, no more musing. We have taken far too long as it is. Our friends await us in Yulmore, yes? Let us hurry and join them. It appears we are fashionably late. Come, our tale will not wait.
Forgive us our lateness. Master Chai, my congratulations on your appointment. By all accounts, you are a capable mayor.
Oh, I have capable friends, my lady. I must say, it's good to see you looking hale and whole again.
The credit for that lies with my own capable friend, without whom I might never have escaped my abductor.
A primal? I suppose that would explain why Elidibus has been fostering faith in the Warrior of Light. While you were enjoying your audience with the Wandering Heart of Zodiac, we were busy dispatching the last of the Black Masked Ascians, a task which proved almost insultingly easy. Formidable though we undoubtedly are, they were obviously sent to provide encouragement for budding heroes. One cannot help but wonder how many times the ploy has been used before.
Master Chai, you mentioned that the people of Calusia are similarly enamored of the Warrior of Light.
Indeed, though it's hardly surprising given the state of the world. Many are still struggling to find a purpose, and it's only natural that they should take comfort in the tales.
Then the fever has spread to every corner of Norvrant. We may have dealt with his black-masked minions, but it is plain Elidibus has yet to show his hand.
Oh my! What a spectacular sky!
Another star shower.
Wait, is that... Amarant?
Here, feel, think.
Did you hear that? That voice calling out?
No, I didn't hear anything, but... Why do I feel so... like I've lost something dear to me?
Does Elidibus seek to awaken more people to the Echo with clearer visions of the final days?
And who might you be?
Whoever they are, they've come for our heads! No, you don't!
They are not of flesh and blood.
I know this magic. The rings are like unto those that the Exarch did employ in our summoning.
Are you saying the Exarch is summoning them?
Nay, yet the similarity can be no mere coincidence.
Should we make a stand here, or retreat to the Crystarium?
The ether churns around us. More of them will appear ere long. To stay would only place innocents in harm's way. We must fight this battle elsewhere.
Wait! Take one of our airships. You can decide what to do on your flight to the Crystarium.
You are a capable leader in your own right, Master Chai. The citizens of Yulmore chose well.
It's settled then. To the airship!
All right, we'll leave that dungeon for the next stream then. Let's see. We can just, we can just stop right here. But anyways, we'll continue on with the story. Looks like we're about to get to some confrontation here with the folks that Elidibus is summoning, as well as himself, in the next stream. Hey, thank you, Lily, for hanging out here with us today. We certainly appreciate it, as always. It's always a pleasure. And I will take a look for another stream here we can raid into and see what we can do here to do our bit for spreading the love here. So one moment, please, and I'll get a raid started here. Let's see, head over and let's visit Rinvello. He's playing Final Fantasy Black Moon Prophecy here. But anyways, I wish you all have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. And we'll be raiding over to Rinvello now. Thanks for your time with me today, and hope to see you tomorrow morning as well for our Infinite Undiscovery stream. Bye-bye.